And then I'm going to explain to solve out this case that we have here in the center. The first thing we have to look for which kind of family this falls in. Now we have a sign, an x times a sign, x times a sign. So it seems like it will fall into this one, actually the second case. But the thing is, in order to use this one, we are okay with the fact that n it's a positive whole number, and we have a which is a number, a constant multiplying the x. That's okay. But here the fact is, inside the sign, the x inside the sign must be raised to the 1 power. And in this case, we have this one raised to the 4th power. So we have a problem. We cannot use this method directly. So we have to use a trick. We have to use a change of variable. So I'm going to pick to be u. What's inside this this sign? I'm going to pick here to be u equal to 2 times x to the 4th. Now I'm going to take the derivative. This is going to be du over dx. This is dx is equal to 8 times x to the 3rd. Now du over 8 times of this x to the 3rd is going to be equal to dx. Okay, now I'm going to substitute this information in the expression we had at the beginning. So it's going to be this little snake here. That's going to be x to the 15 times sine of, here we're having a sine of u. I'm going to actually use the same color. Sine of u, it's a very ugly u, there it is, and times what we found to be equal to dx. So it's going to be du over x to the 3rd. Now we can simplify this expression, because this x to the 3rd will simplify this x to the 15, leaving it to be x to the 12. Now I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to write this in a simpler, in a more ordered way. I'm going to move this 8, which is dividing, I'm going to move it outside to be outside 1 over 8. So we have this integral to be x to the 12 times sine of u du. Now the thing is du. Now the thing is, we have two variables here, so we have to find a way to convert this x to the 12 in terms of u. And the thing is, we can use this information that we started with, u equal to 2 times x to the 4th, by using a small trick. So I can just, this x to the 12, I can rewrite it in this way. I can write it x to the 4th always to the 3rd. So this would be times sine of u du. But the thing is, this x to the 4th, we can solve it for from this statement we started once we decided to change the variable. So I'm going to use here, I'm going to be u, it's equal to, I'm going to actually use a different color better. I'm going to use this sort of blue, I think it's blue, okay. It's going to be u equal to 2 times x to the 4th. And actually, oh, I'm sorry here. Oh, there it is. So it's going to be, I'm going to solve this out. It's going to be u over 2, it's equal to x to the 4th. Now I'm going to substitute this u over 2 within this x raised to the 4th. So let's see how it looks. It's going to be like this, would be 1 over 8, the little snake. It's going to be larger. It's going to be raised to the 3rd. Here we will have u over 2, which is what we found. U over 2, what we found to be equal to x to the 4th. That's going to be times sine of u du. Now let's see, I'm going to simplify this one because we can apply this 3rd power to both the u and the 2 in this fraction. So it's going to look like this. It's going to look u to the 3rd over 2 to the 3rd, which is going to be 8. Will be times sine of u du. Now this 8, which is dividing the u to the 3rd, I'm going to put it outside of the expression. It's going to be multiplying this other 8, so it's going to be 1 over 64. This is going to be u to the third times sine of u du. And now we can actually, from here, as you may see, now we actually fall exactly into this second case, because we have this variable, which is to be the x, in this case going to be the u. We have it raised to the positive whole number, and what's inside the sign, it's actually raised to the 1th power, as it should be here. So we can actually now begin using the integration by parts. Yes, so I'm actually going to do it here on the right. I'm going to use a different color. I better use this pink, I guess. So from here, I'm going to use, let's see, this is my super cool table. Now here's going to be my u, my v prime. Now I'm going to pick u to be actually this u, u to the third, I'm sorry. I know it's going to be pretty confusing sometimes that you have the same letter in the method, so maybe I should have used, instead of u here, a t, I don't know. I'm just trying to use the one you should be more familiar to, so, but feel free to actually, I recommend you to use a different letter. So I'm going to pick here to be u to the third, and I'm going to pick v prime to be sine of u. So I'm going to start here with the simplest one. I'm going to derivate u to the third until I get a 0. So it's going to be 6. I'm going to be there, 0. There it is. I'm going to continue here. Okay, there it is. Now I'm going to antiderivate the sine of u, which is going to be here minus cosine of u. Then I'm going to antiderivate this my sine cosine, going to be minus sine of u. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to antiderivate. It's going to be cosine of u. Very ugly u. There it is. So it's still ugly. So it's going to be here. Now the antiderivative of cosine is sine of u. Okay. Now we have to multiply this crossed way. This will multiply this one. This will multiply this one. This will multiply this one. And this will multiply this one. Again, the first multiplication, I'm going to actually use a different color because I think it will be wiser. This one's going to be positive, this is going to be negative, this is going to be positive, and this is going to be negative. Now, I'm going to actually write this down. I'm going to write this down here, over here. So now remember, this is all multiplied times 1 over 64. This is 1 over 64. Now I'm just going to copy the terms. Here it is copied all the terms we have in the table. I just copied literally these multiplications, and I got the signs in the center, which is this plus minus. Now from here, what we have to do, we have to simplify out this expression. Let me see, I'm going to use a different color to simplify this out. So this can be simplified. We have half of it is going to be 3, and this half of it is going to be 32. Now, and I believe that's pretty much it. Yeah, well, let me see. Now I'm going to copy this into a cleaner way in the next row. Let me do it here. Now there it is, copied and simplified this, considering the signs. Now the thing is, as we started with x's from the beginning, remember, we have to unsubstitute the first substituted u that we use, which is this one. I'm going to scroll down the screen a bit just to do that. I'm going to do I'm going to scroll down a bit more, and I'll get back in a moment. There it is. Now u, keep in mind, u was equal to 2 times x to the 4th. I'm going to do it in here. Let me see. I'm going to use it during the pause. Okay, so here I wrote everything that, substituting everything out. And then here I forgot on the previous step just to write this u, copying this u from over here. So I add it up just in here. Now from here in every u, so we just say this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, in all these I substituted this u equal to 2 times x to the fourth. That's why we got this one, and well, so on. You see, it's in blue actually. Now from this step to the last one, to this one, what I did is that I applied this power, and I took away this parenthesis. Well, actually, I could have done here, simplifying this out. But well, the thing is, I'm going to simplify now. So this I'm going to take 8th, and 8 is going to be, well, actually 8 of 64, it's 8. I'm going to take, here is, I'm going to take 4th, and 4th, it's going to be 16. Yes, it's 16. And I'm going to take here half, 2 will be 1. I want to write here the 1, and the 1. So half would be 12, and I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. So no, okay, now the last thing remaining will be just to write this down. Everything super simplified will be here 1 over 8. This is times x to the 12 times cosine of 2 times x to the fourth plus 3 over 16 times sine of 2 times x to the fourth will be plus 3 over 12. Oh, I forgot to write here something. This x to the 8th. X to the 8th. I'm just going to copy this out. There it is. Give me a moment, please. So here's an x to the 8th, and here we have x to the 4th times cosine of 2 times x to the 4th minus 6 times the sine of 2 times x to the 4th plus c, and with this we are done. Oh no, I just noticed something here. I copied, I don't know why, from this 32 I just copied this 24. It should be again 34. Sorry about that. Should be here 34, and its half would be 16. So this last one, instead of being a 12, should be a 16. Okay, I guess that's it. Well, that was it. Here's the whole problem. As you can see, it's a pretty long one in a way, although we use a lot of shortcuts. We began using a U substitution, then we got to something that actually fall into the families listed on the list, on the right, on the left. Then we used the tabular method to solve this integration by parts, and then we did a substitution, simplification, and there it is.